All right, now to this. Almost 7 years ago, we introduced you to Marc Coronel, a Los Angeles man in his 30s at the time, living with a rare kidney disease. At the time, he was fighting for his life. The former amateur boxer allowed us to tell his life or death story in the hopes of finding a kidney donor. To help raise awareness. In fact, he's forever grateful to some of you, our viewers, who tried to help.
When 32 people step forward, you have so much hope.
Now, speaking up and out led Coronel to his donor, and all these years later, he is thriving. Now a motivational speaker and kidney donor advocate, Coronel just got invited to give a TED Talk in Washington, D.C. titled "The Courage to Ask How a Simple Story Can Save a Life." And fresh off that talk in D.C., Marc joins me now in studio. It's so wonderful to see you in person. It's been years.
Thank you. Yes, it has.
Congratulations on getting this seat at the table for a TED Talk. That's huge. The courage to ask. We'll get to that in a moment, but I want to know, how are you doing health-wise?
You know, when we did that story 7 years ago, I wasn't able to urinate. And I think one of the best things that came out of kidney donation and kidney transplant was being able to start to do that now, right? It's something that I didn't expect. I was like, wow, this was crazy. I remember showing you my catheter. That was my way of urinating, cleaning my blood. That was my kidney. And now that I'm here, it just feels so good to be alive and full again.
And telling your story and sharing your story. Now, we certainly cannot take credit in really getting your donor outright, but the fact that you did choose to have the courage to ask and speak up, how has that changed your life?
It changed my life because it now shows me that vulnerability becomes your biggest strength. And for me to push that with people who say, I don't know if I can tell my story because I might feel that people might view me differently. But that was the biggest strength that I pulled out of that, was being able to say, you know what, this is what my life is like now. I can't urinate, I dialyze 3 times a week. And to be able to say, it's okay. It's okay to go through what you're going through and asking for help, right? And it put things into perspective, how I got denied 32 times, and then that one time really made that difference.
And we're looking at your donor right now, Shauna. There's your now wife, Cindy, off in the video here, and she's here backstage with us tonight, rightfully so. This was the day that I saw you after you had received your new kidney, and you were full of life. I mean, the color literally came back into your face. It's just amazing. So here we are. I mean, here's that before and after. TED Talk, we all know these TED Talks. They go viral. They're very motivational and inspirational. They reach out to you and ask you to do this. You just did this last Thursday. The title, The Courage to Ask. Tell us how it went.
So TEDx Logan Circle is an independent organization. And what I was realizing while I was going through that TED interview was 572 people were interviewed, 44 states and 22 countries. So it was really, really an honor to get on there to share the patient's experience. I think for the first time, FSGS, focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, is now, it now has its place. It has its place where people can say, I now have a cause, that we have a date on June 10th. So for me to be on there as a rare kidney disease patient means so much for the rare space community. And I think to be able to get that opportunity to do so, it gives me a lot of joy, because at one point I didn't have hope.
I think your story, though, beyond people who are dealing with a rare disease, the courage to ask speaks to all of us, right?
Right. Right. And that's asking for help, asking for possibilities, and asking for connection.
For somebody who's struggling health-wise or otherwise watching right now tonight, what's your advice?
Don't give up. With a storm, there's a sun that follows. Learn how to dance in the storm. Because having the courage to ask can change everything. Your trajectory, the way you view certain things. So getting that second chance at life, I'm really, really honored to just share that today. 7 years ago makes a big difference.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Getting my skin color back, being able to use the bathroom now.
The TED Talk isn't released yet, so when can we expect that? How can people watch it?
It's actually into edits right now,
Okay.
and once it gets published, I'll make sure you guys have it for
Okay.
sure.
And people, you can check him out on Instagram, where I'm sure you're going to post it there too.
Of course.
At kidney_fighter. I will post this on my social media as well. Love you bunches. I'm
Thank
so
you
happy
so
for
much.
your health. It
Thank
is our
you
wealth,
so much.
right?
Yes.
Thanks for being
Health
here
is
tonight.
wealth. Yes. Thank you.
All right, Marc Coronel.